Everything is fine today. That is our illusion. Voltaire. Negative indoctrination is obvious in all personally abusive relationships. If a woman is in an abusive relationship with a man, that man will break the will and self-esteem of that woman, cut her from any support so that she becomes hopeless and powerless. This is done for the most part by mentally abusing the person, by telling lies over and over again about their looks or mental ability. These lies then sink in, and the fight is finally over when the person starts saying these things about themselves. Words do hurt harder than fists, especially when those words are repeated in the victim's head for the rest of their lives. If it is obvious in this example, is it possible to have much larger scale to negatively indoctrinate societies? If you actually read the lyrics from Santa Claus is Coming to Town and get past the childish nonsense, the underlying message of that song is to fear authority, don't question or complain, live up to the authority's expectations and not your wants and desires, and that the authority is omnipresent in tracking you. What are we teaching children with this? Santa Claus is the first lie we tell our children. It is an illusion that we actively play in our society, and he is everywhere. Societal illusions are passively spread when people don't talk about the reality. Santa is a very obvious example. To the child, Santa is very real. The child cannot mount a logical defense to the propaganda, and therefore it is accepted as truth. Think about the process for that illusion to become reality in a child's mind. An authority figure tells you a story. The story seems plausible, presents and candy do show up out of nowhere, and if you go along with the story, you'll be rewarded. The authority figure gains a sense of superiority and justification for their actions, control over the subject to manipulate them for the further advantage of the authority.
What do you think Santa thinks of that?
I don't wanna get cold.
Are you nervous now about Christmas?
Yes.
What other forms of societal illusions are used to control you for the advantage of some elite? The American dream. The ability for us to print the world's reserve currency allows us to accumulate unlimited amount of debt. This has allowed 5% of the world's population to consume 25% of the world's oil and up to 50% of the world's commodities. This American dream has allowed a whole generation of people to live way beyond their means and stick the bill to somebody else. It is not who votes that counts, it's who counts the votes. Joseph Stalin. How about the societal illusion of our vote actually counting? We have meaningless choices in candidates, we have a controlled media, real debate is actually limited to within the paradigm, outsiders are marginalized, and there's obvious voter fraud. The societal illusion of freedom of the press. With such concentration of media power, and the people that own and control those media conglomerates so tied into the current paradigm, is there any wonder why we do not get any real choice? The societal illusion of equal justice. Why is it a young black man smoking marijuana gets more jail time than bankers who rob and steal the wealth of the world? Even the very basis for our society, the dollar. The illusion is that it's actually money, when in fact it's just a future claim on real tangible wealth and has no intrinsic value. Religion is regarded by common people as true, by the wise as false, and by the rulers as useful. Seneca. Religion is one of the oldest forms of control in society. Sometimes it's actually stronger than nations. In Christianity alone, there are 38,000 denominations in America. Which one is the true God-chosen one? The Mayan elite used their knowledge of the solar cycle to manipulate the masses. Through religion, the elite manipulated the masses to have them sacrifice their labor, assets, and lives for the betterment of those in charge. Do your thoughts serve to free you, or simply to make you freely serve? Or how about all these classic modern American illusions? That deficits don't matter. Housing prices always go up. We can spread freedom with force. You can get something for nothing. We no longer need to manufacture things. Savings and capital investments do not matter. The rest of the world will continue to take our IOUs. That somehow American labor is intrinsically more valuable than foreign labor. One generation can consume and stick the bill to the next generation. Or how about The virtues that made America rich and powerful are no longer required to keep her rich and powerful. In times of universal deceit, telling the truth will be a revolutionary act. George Orwell.